is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making 5 to 6 figures or more share their wisdom. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because transforming possibility leads to reality. So let's get to it, right? Question number 1. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
I am a Air Force veteran. Spent almost about 20 years in the military. I'm a TEDx speaker, an international radio show host of Life Transformation Radio, an international best-selling author, and a business positioning strategist. I work with entrepreneurs, speakers, and business owners to improve their positioning in the marketplace, which increases their profitability, decreases their anxiety and stress, so their business thrives.
Love it. Couldn't love that more. Look, I'm just going to say this. I'm pretty candid. I can tell when somebody's newer in their business and when somebody's been around for a while. It's a point of clarity. That was right on point, man. I absolutely love it.
Took me many years.
That's what it takes, too. It's like,
yep.
Right? I love it. That was very succinct. Question number 2. What's the best thing about being in business?
Oh, man. The people that I get to serve, the time freedom that it gets me. The best part about being in business is that I get to create something for myself. I get to be waking up on the other side of happiness, where if I don't feel like doing anything that day, I don't get to do anything that day. If I feel like adding some more clients to my client list, then I get to add more clients to my client list. It's just a freedom, man, that I'm not constrained and put into a box.
Love it. And he said freedom. Did you hear freedom? I love it. Question number 3. We hear from other business owners. I know you'll love this question. We hear from other business owners that they're getting so much business that sometimes the chaos is causing overwhelm. Tell me your thoughts on that.
That's because their infrastructure and their systems are broken.
Oh, say it again.
They don't have systems. They don't have, I mean, if you're getting so much business that you feel overwhelmed, it's the opposite of what should be happening. If you're getting so much business, you should be excited. You should be growing. You should be implementing new systems, new strategies, new areas of growth, and you should be hiring people. You should be in a growth phase. There's a maintenance phase in business and there's a growth phase in business. And when you hit that growth phase, during the maintenance phase, you're building systems for growth. If you're not building systems for growth in the maintenance phase, when it comes time for your business to grow, that's when you feel overwhelmed. You're doing it backwards.
Love it. I absolutely love hearing that. I love it. I love it. Question number 4. What other successful business owners, like yourself, of course, should be on the Unlimited Wisdom Podcast?
Oh, man, I can give you like 100 people that should be on this podcast.
Let's narrow it just slightly.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so Tony Watley with 365 Driven. His podcast is called 365 Driven Podcast. It's absolutely amazing. Jeremy Ryan Slate with Create Your Own Life Podcast. He has a company called Command Your Brand Media, where he gets people booked on podcasts, on top podcasts. He speaks about podcasts. He's the podcaster's podcaster. I mean, the guy's a genius when it comes to podcasting. There's so many people that are going through my head right now. My friend Trish Lito, who does 5-minute lives. She's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Jen Duplessis. Jen Duplessis is a speaker and is in the real estate and mortgage and lending industry. There's Kurt Balish with Kurt Balish Woodworks. He's a woodworker, Army veteran, lives out here in North Carolina, and he makes custom farm tables, checkerboards, anything wood custom. I mean, that's what this guy does. I can give you 100 people that deserve to be on the show.
I love it. And you start spitting them off. See, that's when I know you've served a lot of people. I absolutely love it. But let's get to the juice. Let's get to the crux of this. Question number 5. What piece of wisdom would you share with other building business owners?
Positioning is everything. There you go. Take that to the bank.
That's it.
Positioning is everything. Positioning is how the marketplace perceives and receives your programs, products, services, your business, your brand, everything. It's how the marketplace perceives and receives you and what you offer. They have a saying called perception is reality. So the marketplace will perceive you as either valuable or unvaluable. They will receive you in their own type of way. There is no one-step marketing. You have to reach people where they are. Some people will be a fit at that moment. Some people won't. positioning yourself allows you to get the money from the VCs to create the infrastructure and systems you needed to grow. It positions you as a subject matter expert with credibility and authority in your category. Positioning is everything.
Love it. I love the way you drove that home. So that comes to the question, what are a couple things, obviously you're really, really good at this. What are a couple things that this tribe and this audience can do if that's one of the things they're struggling with, is positioning?
Okay, so I have a bunch of different areas that you can grow in. Creating content in the audio, video, and written space. First of all, you must be creating content at least 3 to 4 times a day. What you do is if you talk, let's say you talk about 2 or 3 or 4 different things, pick a time, usually 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. is when I usually post because my audience is active at that time. What happens is I create content based at 8 a.m. about one thing, resilience. And then noon is one thing, business, leadership, something. 4 p.m. may be podcasting, maybe whatever, but it's the same theme at the same time, which creates human listening habits. You cannot go out and create content on any medium without having a consistent schedule, because we are creatures of habit. And if you want to create a following, you have to create habits, and you have to create listening habits. And how you do that is creating audio, video, and written format content at the same time, at the same days, with the same theme, and you keep it consistent. Consistency always wins. That's the second part. Consistency always wins. Be consistent in your positioning. Don't be a CBD salesman one week, then a Bitcoin trader and Forex the next week, then be a speaker the next week, then be a podcaster the next week, then talk about how to monetize a podcast the next week because all of a sudden you're a podcaster, and then talk about how you're a guest on podcast and you have a service for that. Then all of a sudden you're back to being a CBD oil salesman. And then all of a sudden now you have this new business where you're a coach, you're a life coach, but you're 24 years old and haven't really lived through anything. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You have to create content according to what you know and what your expertise is. Stop making 12-inch holes in your backyard. Drill 2 holes a mile deep and watch what happens to your business.
I love it. That was really powerful advice. It was great suggestions, and it's very actionable. I appreciate that. Let's switch gears for a second. What's the most fun vacation you ever had?
The most fun vacation I ever had was I came off of a deployment. I was deployed to the Middle East for 2013 and 2014. And I got home and we planned a vacation to Disney World. And by circumstance, it just didn't work out. We didn't end up going at the time that we thought we were going to go. But then something opened up during Christmas of 2014 because I was going to go right when I got back for like spring break. So we ended up going to Christmas at Disney World back in 2014. And it was the most magical vacation that, I mean, everybody should go to Disney World for Christmas. It is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal weather, phenomenal lights, phenomenal people. It was just, it was super magical.
That sounds magical. I love it. I love it. Thank you for being on. I really appreciate the investment of your time for being here. What's the website, or how can people find you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, and my website is The Success Core, CORPS, thesuccesscore.com.
Absolutely love it. Thanks again for being on. This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making 5 to 6 figures or more share their wisdom globally. Thanks for joining us.